So, who am I to teach you how to meditate? Well, for a large part of my life, I have been meditating. And for 15 years ago, my, you could say, search for what existence is, what life is, took a turn. And I realized that if I were to really find out who I am and what this entire thing is, then I will have to look within. I have to find the answer within myself, and not in my thoughts, because my thoughts are only what I've already learned. So I had to dig deeper than my thoughts, go all the way to the core, whatever that was. And I learned that meditation is one of the ways to figure out who you are. I had been meditating for years before that as well, as part of various, philosophical, existential, religious, spiritual traditions, things that I've been looking into. But 15 years ago, I understood that, okay, it's in here. And so that kind of required me to meditate a lot more and a lot more seriously. And so for the next 5 years, I became completely obsessed with finding out who is this thing that is experiencing this life. And there were days where I meditated 6 hours continuously. And I meditated every day, among other things that were also important, but which has nothing to do with this course. And so after doing that for 5 years, really scrutinizing my experience and the one having the experience, I had a pretty significant turning point. And without going into details about that, because it's not relevant to what we're doing here, it untangled and more or less evaporated everything going on inside here regarding, thoughts, stress, and the need to do things that other people tell you to do, the need to try to be someone you're not, and the addiction we have to looking back into the past or projecting into the future what we think will happen, and all of these things that make up our human minds, that fill our every second of every day we're awake, more or less, causing us stress and grief. Also joy, of course, intermittently, but it's more on the negative side. That's why humanity is so stressed out, And so all of that just evaporated. And I was left just as myself, as the deeper part of myself, not the thinking part of myself, which I had been identifying with, but that which is beyond it, that which itself is silent, peaceful, here and now. It knows it is complete. And this is the meditation state. And I realized that it's not actually that we focus on the mantra and then we become silent and we kind of produce a state which is the meditation state. We produce the silence, we produce the peace. No. It is already here. It's always here. We're always at peace in the ground of ourselves. When we were born, we were this, without all the layers that had been indoctrinated onto us, throughout childhood, school, and up to where we're now. And so for the last 10 years, I've been living my life in peace, in silence, which is the meditation state. And so the state we sit down to kind of force ourselves into is where I've been living for a decade. And during that decade, I have also had multiple YouTube channels where I've taught people how to meditate, how to get rid of stress, how to find within themselves the completeness that is already here. And so I've been doing this for a long time. And I figured it was time to create a structured course that will take you from the first baby steps, where you may not ever have even meditated, until if you put in enough work, you will be able to live your life in continuous meditation. But you can also stop wherever you want. You can take only the beginner part of the course and get what you need out of that. Or you can take the intermediate part of the course, beginner and intermediate, and get even more silence in your life, even more peace. And that might be enough for you. Or if you really want to have this mastered, you can take the expert level as well, where we're really gonna get into more kind of difficult situations regarding being silent and being aware here and now, and not jumping back and forth, future, past, what you want, not want, thinking about what other people are thinking about you, all of this mind stress that's going on. The point is to just let that go. And so, this is me, and we will see how far we can get you.